Think size, power, and engineering define domination? Think again. These 10 abandoned expedition trucks weren't just built to survive, they were built to conquer every terrain imaginable. From frozen tundras to desert wastelands, they could carry people, cargo, and machines where modern trucks would fail. Stick around, because by the end of this countdown, you'll see the ultimate vehicles that redefine what it means to dominate the world off-road. Number 10. Steyr 680. The Steyr 680M is a testament to Austrian engineering and the art of building a truck that refuses to quit. Introduced in the 1960s, this 6x6 all-terrain vehicle was designed for military use, capable of carrying heavy loads across some of Europe's harshest landscapes. With decades of service under its belt, the 680M earned a reputation as a reliable, unstoppable workhorse, equally at home in alpine snow, mud-choked valleys, or rugged forest trails. Its simplicity and durability made it a favorite among militaries and expedition teams alike. What set the Steyr 680M apart was its robust chassis, solid axles, and permanent all-wheel drive system. With high ground clearance and a capable suspension, it could climb steep inclines, ford rivers, and cross terrain that would immobilize most other trucks. Its modular design allowed it to serve multiple roles, from troop carrier to cargo transporter, even accommodating specialized military equipment. The 680M wasn't just built for transportation, it was built to keep missions moving under any condition. Powering this beast was a sturdy diesel engine, designed for longevity and torque rather than speed. Its mechanical simplicity meant that repairs could be conducted almost anywhere, making it ideal for off-grid operations or prolonged deployments. Soldiers and expeditioners alike praised its reliability in environments where modern trucks often fail due to complexity or electronics. The 680M was a machine built to endure. And endure it did, often outlasting competitors and surviving decades of harsh service. Even today, the Steyr 680M is celebrated by collectors and off-road enthusiasts for its exceptional durability, versatility, and off-road mastery. In a world where infrastructure collapses and terrain fights back, the 680M wouldn't just survive, it would dominate every obstacle in its path. Its engineering proves that brute force and mechanical simplicity are timeless. Modern expedition vehicles still take notes from the 680M's design philosophy. In extreme environments, the Steyr 680M doesn't just perform, it reigns supreme. Its legacy proves that trucks built for extremes never truly retire. Expedition enthusiasts and military historians still study its design for inspiration. When roads disappear and obstacles mount, the 680M doesn't hesitate, it powers through. In every sense, the Steyr 680M is the ultimate testament to mechanical endurance and off-road mastery. Number 9. Volvo C303. When it comes to Scandinavian off-road engineering, few trucks can match the Volvo C303. Introduced in 1974, this compact 4x4 military vehicle was designed to handle the extreme cold, deep snow, and rugged terrain of Northern Europe. Developed for the Swedish Armed Forces, the C303 was built for mobility in places where other trucks would be trapped, from frozen forests to boggy wetlands. Its relatively small size, combined with extreme off-road capability, made it a perfect choice for reconnaissance, troop transport, and support missions in unforgiving environments. The C303's engineering is deceptively simple, yet brutally effective. Featuring portal axles for high ground clearance, a fully independent suspension, and a permanent four-wheel drive system with locking differentials, the C303 could crawl over obstacles that would stop much larger vehicles. Its lightweight design allowed it to traverse narrow trails, ford rivers, and even maneuver through dense forests where bigger military trucks could not follow. The Volvo engineers focused on reliability and maintainability, making it possible for soldiers to perform repairs in the field without specialized tools or support. Under the hood, the C303 was powered by a reliable inline-4 petrol engine, tuned for torque and longevity rather than outright speed. Its drivetrain and chassis were optimized to handle snow, ice, mud, and uneven terrain for prolonged periods, often with minimal maintenance. The cab was functional and simple, designed to protect occupants while allowing full access to the vehicle's systems for quick repairs. This combination of mechanical simplicity, durability, and off-road agility gave the C300-3 a legendary reputation among military and expedition users alike. Even decades after production ended, the Volvo C300-3 remains a coveted off-road icon for collectors and expedition enthusiasts. Its ability to navigate extreme terrain with minimal support makes it ideal for remote exploration, recovery missions, and extreme overland adventures. In a world where roads disappear and obstacles multiply, the C300-3 doesn't just survive, it excels, where bigger, more complicated trucks fail, earning its place as number 9 on this list. Its compact design doesn't limit its capability, it amplifies it. Modern overlanders still admire the C300-3's unmatched maneuverability and reliability. In extreme terrain, this Swedish marvel proves that size isn't everything engineering excellence is. Number 8. MAN-Cat 1. The MAN-Cat 1 is a German-engineered powerhouse designed for extreme conditions, where ordinary trucks simply wouldn't survive. Developed in the 1970s, this 6x6 all-terrain vehicle was intended for military logistics, heavy cargo transport, and extreme off-road mobility. Built across the most unforgiving landscapes from frozen tundras to muddy forests and rugged mountain passes, the Cat 1 became a benchmark for European military trucks, combining raw power, engineering precision, and overbuilt reliability. What makes the Cat 1 exceptional is its modular design, off-road suspension, and all-wheel drive drivetrain. Its portal axles and high ground clearance allow it to traverse deep ruts, rocks, and swamps, while keeping the chassis protected from damage. The truck's sophisticated suspension absorbs shocks from harsh terrain, giving it stability under extreme loads. Designed for both cargo and troop transport, the KRT-1 could be quickly adapted to carry fuel, artillery, or modular shelters, making it a versatile tool in any expedition or military operation. Powering the MAN-Cat 1 is a high-torque diesel engine, built for low-end grunt rather than speed, paired with a robust transmission capable of handling heavy loads in difficult conditions. Its mechanical simplicity ensures reliability even under prolonged use in remote regions. Over its production run into the 1990s, the KAT-1 earned a reputation among NATO and Allied forces for its dependability, longevity, and ability to operate where other trucks would fail. This wasn't just a vehicle, it was a mobile lifeline in extreme operations. Even decades after production ended, the MAN-Cat 1 continues to impress expeditioners and military enthusiasts. Its combination of modularity, off-road mastery, and sheer reliability makes it a coveted choice for heavy-duty off-grid operations. In a world without infrastructure, where cargo must reach impossible locations, the KRT-1 doesn't just move, it performs with surgical precision and brute force, earning its place as number 8 on this list. Even today, the KRT-1's engineering is studied by off-road specialists, proving that a truck built for extremes never truly ages. Its balance of power, control, and versatility makes it one of the most respected expedition vehicles in history. Its rugged engineering doesn't just survive punishment, it thrives under it. Modern off-road and expedition builders still reference the Cat 1 as a blueprint for durability and adaptability. In extreme terrain, the KAT-1 doesn't just deliver cargo, it dominates the environment itself. Number 7. Ural 4320. The Ural 4320 is the embodiment of Soviet simplicity and unstoppable engineering. Introduced in 1977, this 6x6 all-terrain truck was built for the Russian military to operate in environments so extreme that most Western trucks wouldn't even start. From the frozen plains of Siberia to muddy forests, deserts, and mountainous regions, the Ural 4320 was designed to carry personnel, fuel, and heavy equipment under any conditions, with minimal maintenance and maximum reliability. Its reputation as a rugged, no-nonsense workhorse has only grown over decades of continuous service. What makes the Ural 4320 so capable is its combination of massive ground clearance, portal axles, and a permanent six-wheel drive system with locking differentials. These features allow it to cross rivers, climb steep inclines, and plow through deep mud and snow where other trucks would be stuck in hours. Its robust chassis and suspension are designed for long-term abuse, and the modular cab and cargo design make it adaptable to troop transport, fuel tankers, field hospitals, and mobile workshops. Size, weight, and mechanical simplicity were prioritized over comfort or speed, ensuring the Ural could always keep moving. Power comes from a reliable V8 diesel engine, designed for extreme climates and rough fuel. Even in sub-zero temperatures or desert heat, the Ural 4320 can start and operate with minimal support. Its straightforward mechanical systems mean that maintenance can be performed almost anywhere, with basic tools a critical advantage in war zones or remote expeditions. Over the decades, the Ural has been deployed by militaries, humanitarian organizations, and private adventurers alike, proving its versatility and endurance time and again. Even today, the Ural 4320 remains in active production, and many original trucks are still running in harsh, off-grid conditions. Its design philosophy, simplicity, durability, and total off-road dominance allows it to operate where modern trucks often fail due to complexity or electronics. In a world without infrastructure, the Ural 4320 wouldn't just survive, it would serve as a mobile lifeline, supply chain, and expedition backbone, earning its spot as number 7 on this list. Decades of service and continued production are proof that true engineering doesn't age. In extreme terrain, the Ural doesn't just move, it dominates, relentlessly and without compromise. Its legacy is a benchmark for what a purpose-built 6x6 truck should be. Number 6. Pinzgauer 712K. When it comes to lightweight, tactical, and unkillable off-road trucks, the Pinzgauer 712K stands in a class of its own. Developed in Austria by Steyr Daimler Puch, the Pinzgauer was designed for military reconnaissance, light troop transport, and rapid logistical deployment. Introduced in the early 1970s, the 712K variant combined all-wheel drive performance with compact dimensions, making it capable of accessing terrain that would stop larger 6x6 and 8x8 trucks dead in their tracks. While not as massive as the Kraz or Tatra, the Pinzgauer's genius was in its agility without sacrificing durability, proving that expedition domination doesn't always need brute force. The engineering behind the 712K was revolutionary for its time. Featuring a central tubular backbone chassis with independent swing axles, it shared a design philosophy similar to the Tatra trucks, allowing extreme articulation and ground clearance in a relatively lightweight package. Coupled with permanent all-wheel drive, locking differentials, and portal axles, the Pinzgauer could traverse rocks, mud, snow, and riverbeds without struggle. Its low weight also gave it impressive fuel efficiency and mobility on narrow trails, making it perfect for reconnaissance, overland expeditions, and extreme off-road adventures. Under the hood, the Pinzgauer 712K was powered by a reliable air-cooled or water-cooled flat-4 engine, optimized for longevity rather than speed. These engines, combined with simple mechanical systems and modular components, allowed soldiers and expedition teams to repair the vehicle in the field with minimal tools. Its versatility made it a favorite among European militaries, UN peacekeeping forces, and private overlanders, all of whom valued a vehicle that could carry equipment, personnel, or cargo through environments where heavier trucks would bog down. Even decades after production ended, the Pinzgauer remains highly sought after by expedition builders and collectors alike. Its combination of lightweight design, mechanical reliability, and extreme off-road capability makes it one of the most balanced and effective tactical trucks ever built. In a world where roads vanish and terrain fights back, the 712K wouldn't just keep up, it would slip through places no other truck could dream of reaching, earning its rightful place as number 6 on this list. Its lightweight design doesn't just make it nimble, it makes it almost untouchable in extreme terrain. Modern expedition enthusiasts still marvel at how effortlessly it climbs, fords, and navigates where bigger trucks fail. In a world where mobility is survival, the 712K proves that engineering brilliance can outweigh sheer size. Number 5. Mercedes-Benz Unimog U1300L. The Mercedes-Benz Unimog U1300L isn't just an expedition truck, it's a mechanical multi-tool built for a broken world. Introduced in the mid-1970s as part of the heavy Unimog lineup, the U1300L was designed to operate in conditions where conventional trucks simply couldn't survive. Militaries, disaster response units, and remote operators chose the Unimog not for its size, but for its ability to go anywhere, carry anything, and keep working indefinitely. In many ways, the Unimog U1300L represents the purest expression of off-road engineering ever put into mass production. Its legendary capability comes from a combination of unconventional design choices that no ordinary truck uses. Portal axles deliver massive ground clearance without raising the center of gravity, while coil springs and torque tubes allow extreme axle articulation with constant traction. Permanent, four-wheel drive, locking differentials, and ultra-low crawler gearing let the Unimog U1300L climb, ford, and traverse terrain that would stop much larger vehicles. Whether crossing deep mud, rocky mountain passes, or washed-out trails, the Unimog doesn't rely on momentum, it relies on mechanical control. Powering the Unimog U1300L was a durable Mercedes diesel engine, engineered for longevity rather than speed. These engines were known to run for hundreds of thousands of kilometers in harsh military service, often with inconsistent fuel quality and minimal maintenance. The cab-over layout maximized approach and departure angles, while keeping the truck compact enough for narrow trails and urban disaster zones. Combined with its modular chassis, the Unimog U1300L could be configured as a troop carrier, expedition camper, fire truck, recovery vehicle, or mobile workshop, sometimes all within the same fleet. What truly elevates the Unimog U13-100-L is its global reputation. From NATO forces to humanitarian organizations, from alpine rescue teams to deep jungle expeditions, the Unimog has proven itself on every continent. Even today, decades after production, these trucks are still actively used in extreme environments where failure is not an option. In a world without roads, fuel stations, or support infrastructure, the Unimog U1300L wouldn't just survive, it would quietly outwork everything else. Even decades later, modern expedition builders still choose the Unimog U1300L over newer trucks, because nothing else offers the same balance of articulation, durability, and mechanical simplicity. Its design doesn't rely on technology, it relies on physics. And in a world where everything else fails, that's exactly why the Unimog keeps moving. Number 4. Tatra T813. If most military trucks are built to survive rough terrain, the Tatra T813 was built to ignore it entirely. Developed in Czechoslovakia during the Cold War, the T813 wasn't a conventional truck. It was an engineering statement meant to operate where roads didn't exist and recovery wasn't possible. Introduced in 1967, the T813 was designed to transport heavy military equipment, missile systems, and industrial loads across terrain that would stop ordinary vehicles dead. This was a machine created with the assumption that the environment was hostile, infrastructure was unreliable, and failure was not an option. What truly separated the Tatra T813 from every other truck of its era was its revolutionary chassis design. Instead of a traditional ladder frame, Tatra used a central backbone tube with independently mounted swinging half-axles. This allowed exceptional torsional rigidity while keeping all wheels planted on uneven ground, even at extreme articulation angles. Combined with permanent all-wheel drive, locking differentials, portal axles, and massive ground clearance, The T-813 could crawl over rocks, mud, snow, and obstacles that would cripple standard 6x6 and 8x8 trucks. It didn't fight terrain, it flowed over it. Power came from an air-cooled V12 diesel engine, chosen specifically for reliability in extreme climates, where liquid cooling systems could freeze, leak, or fail. This made the T-813 ideal for Arctic cold, desert heat, and long-duration operations without maintenance support. The drivetrain was brutally overbuilt, capable of hauling massive loads at low speeds for extended periods. Whether pulling artillery, carrying heavy cargo, or moving oversized military equipment, the T-813 delivered torque and traction with mechanical confidence that few vehicles have ever matched. Decades after production ended in 1982, the Tatra T-813 remains one of the most respected off-road trucks ever built. Many survive today as expedition vehicles, heavy recovery rigs, and industrial haulers, still doing work that modern trucks struggle with despite advanced technology. In a world where roads disappear and logistics collapse, the T-813 wouldn't adapt, it wouldn't need to. It was already designed for that reality. Even today, modern military and expedition builders still study the T-813's backbone chassis as a benchmark for extreme off-road stability. Few vehicles in history were engineered so far ahead of their time that they remain relevant half a century later, and the T-813 is one of them. Number 3. Bedford. When people imagine expedition dominance, they picture massive Soviet trucks or German engineering, but quietly, relentlessly, Bedford built the backbone of global military mobility for decades. From the early 1960s through the 1980s, Bedford trucks served as the primary logistical workhorses of the British Army and dozens of allied nations. These weren't showpieces or experimental machines, they were mass-produced, sent worldwide, and expected to function in deserts, jungles, mountains, and war zones without complaint. If the mission required supplies to arrive no matter what, Bedford was often the vehicle assigned to make it happen. What made Bedford trucks so effective was their balance of simplicity and durability. Models like the Bedford RL and later MK series featured robust ladder frame construction, solid axles, and proven diesel engines designed to run on inconsistent fuel in harsh environments. Many variants came with selectable four-wheel drive, high ground clearance, and gearing optimized for slow, controlled movement over rough terrain. They weren't fast, and they weren't glamorous, but they could haul troops, ammunition, fuel, and equipment day after day with minimal servicing. Bedford engineered their trucks to be repaired in the field by soldiers with basic tools, not mechanics with diagnostic equipment. Bedford's real-world record is what elevates it into expedition legend status. These trucks operated across Africa, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and Europe, often in regions with no proper roads and extreme climate conditions. They became trusted not because they were perfect, but because they were predictable. A Bedford might leak, rattle, or look tired, but it would still start, still move, and still complete the mission. Long after being officially retired by militaries, many Bedford trucks were sold into civilian hands, where they continued working as logging trucks, overland, rigs, farm haulers, and expedition vehicles in some of the most remote areas on Earth. In a world domination scenario where infrastructure collapses and reliability matters more than refinement, the Bedford philosophy becomes its greatest weapon. No electronics to fail, no specialized parts required, and no delicate systems to protect. Just steel, torque, and mechanical honesty. That's why Bedford earns number 3 on this list. Not because it was the strongest or the biggest, but because it proved, across continents and decades, that endurance beats everything else. Quietly, Bedford helped move armies, and it would do the same again if the world demanded it. Number 2. Kraz 255B. If the Dodge Power Wagon was a battlefield survivor, the Kraz 255B was a rolling declaration of force. Developed during the height of the Cold War, this Soviet-built 6x6 wasn't designed for comfort, efficiency, or even longevity. It was designed to move anything, anywhere, under any conditions, even after nuclear war. Introduced in 1967 by the Kremenchuk automobile plant in Ukraine, the Kraz 255B became one of the most feared heavy-duty military trucks ever produced. NATO soldiers gave it the nickname the Beast, not as exaggeration, but as acknowledgement of its sheer physical presence and unstoppable nature. At the heart of the Kraz 255B was a massive, naturally aspirated V8 diesel engine, producing relentless low-end torque, paired with a heavy-duty manual transmission and permanent six-wheel drive. This truck didn't need speed, it needed traction, and it had more than enough. Massive 1420 tires, extreme ground clearance, locking differentials, and a central tire. Inflation system allowed it to keep moving through mud, snow, sand, and swamp, where even modern military vehicles struggle. With the ability to tow artillery, carry missile systems, or haul over 10 tons of cargo, the Kraz 255B wasn't just a transport vehicle, it was a logistics backbone for entire armies. What truly set the Kraz apart was its brutal simplicity. There were no computers, no sensors, no fragile systems waiting to fail. Everything was mechanical, oversized, and deliberately overbuilt. In Siberia, Central Asia, and Eastern Europe, Kraz trucks operated in temperatures ranging from extreme heat to deep sub-zero cold, often running for decades with minimal maintenance. Stories of KRAZ 255Bs being restarted after years of abandonment are common, with nothing more than fresh fuel and basic servicing. In environments where infrastructure didn't exist or had been destroyed, this truck kept moving, no matter the cost. Even after production ended in the early 1990s, the Kraz 255B refused to disappear. Many remain in active service, converted into expedition trucks, recovery vehicles, and extreme overland machines. In a world without fuel stations, paved roads, or repair shops, the Kraz 255B would still function as a mobile supply chain, capable of hauling people, equipment, and entire operations across hostile terrain. It doesn't dominate through technology or refinement, it dominates through raw mass, mechanical endurance, and the kind of engineering that assumes the world has already fallen apart. That's why it earns number 2 on this list. Number 1, Dodge Power Wagon. The Dodge Power Wagon didn't start as a pickup, it started as a weapon. Its DNA traces directly back to the WC series military trucks Dodge built for World War II, machines designed to survive mud, artillery fire, mountains, and total logistical collapse. When the war ended, Dodge did something no manufacturer had done before. They sold a true military-grade 4x4 truck to civilians. Introduced in 1946, the Power Wagon became the first mass-produced four-wheel drive pickup truck available to the public. This wasn't a lifestyle vehicle or a farm helper. It was a battlefield survivor released into the civilian world. What made the Power Wagon terrifyingly capable was its uncompromising hardware, a massive ladder-frame chassis, solid axles front and rear, leaf springs built for punishment, and full-time mechanical simplicity meant nothing could stop it once it started moving. Early models ran a rugged inline-six engine tuned for torque, not speed, paired with a low-range transfer case that allowed the truck to crawl through terrain. Modern pickups wouldn't dare enter without electronics. It came factory-equipped with locking hubs, PTO-driven winches, and military-grade gearing, making it less of a truck and more of a mobile recovery unit. This was engineering for survival, not comfort. The Power Wagon quickly became the vehicle of choice for oil fields, mining operations, remote construction crews, and governments operating far from paved roads. It was sent into deserts, jungles, frozen tundra, and mountain passes where breakdown meant death. In many regions, power wagons were still running decades later with minimal maintenance, often repaired with basic tools and raw ingenuity. While modern trucks rely on sensors, computers, and complex drivetrains, the Power Wagon thrived because nothing essential could fail electronically. If fuel burned and gears turned, it would move no excuses. By the time, Dodge officially ended Power Wagon production in the late 1970s and early 1980s. It had already secured legendary status. Even today, restored and unrestored examples are used in extreme expeditions, overland builds, and off-grid recovery roles. In a world where infrastructure collapses, supply chains vanish, and roads become irrelevant, the Dodge Power Wagon wouldn't just survive, it would dominate. That's why, even among giants like Unimogs, Tatras, and military 6x6s, the original Power Wagon earns its place at number 1, not because it was the biggest or fastest, but because it was built for a world without mercy. These 10 trucks prove that true engineering never quits, no matter how extreme the environment. Which one would you take on a no-road expedition? Like, share, and subscribe to catch more legendary machines that push the limits of durability and off-road mastery. And remember, in a world without roads, only the strongest vehicles survive. Stay tuned, because the next story of mechanical domination is just around the corner.